Hello, and welcome back to Project Zomboid. So, in our last episode, our trip to Coalfield turned out to pretty much be a bust, except for killing a bunch of zombies and wasting a bunch of money. So, we didn't get much for loot. So, we're going to spend a little bit of time at home and recover. I cleared out this area and moved the vehicles and trailers out here so they're out of the way. And then that just leaves room over here so we can maybe bring some more friends. There's something over here that I wanted to build also that I was talking about previously. And that would be to start blacksmithing. Since I took the perk, I would very much like to try it. I've never done it before. Problem is, to craft a lot of the stuff for blacksmithing requires masonry, so I'm going to have to get my masonry skill leveled up to make the basic blacksmithing stuff. And the only way I know to do that right now is I can break up stones and make buckets of cement, which is fine. And then I can build these caveman stone shelves over here, which just take the big stones and yeah, so I can break up the stones and I guess make shelves out of them or something. We'll see. I'm not sure how fast that skill is going to level. I've got 3.75 from breaking up a stone and making a shelf, so it's going to take a while, but I'm going to go ahead and run around and start collecting all these stones, I think. The ones that are useful and breaking them up. And then we will get to work on building some blacksmithing stuff, which should be pretty fun. So I'm gonna get to gather in the boring stuff, so you don't have to watch, and I will see you when we're ready to continue. All right, so it turns out I get about 7.5 XP for breaking up one stone. It takes 5 minutes in game, which is a while, but not an issue. So actually, for masonry, I should only need to break 10 stones total to get my masonry to level 2, and I think that's where I need to be to make the basic stone stuff for the blacksmithing, so this actually should be a bit quicker than I expected, which is very nice, and it looks like I'm carrying a bunch of stones on me, so let's put those in our handy little, well, the ones that we could fit in there anyways. We'll just drop the rest on the ground. These will be quite useful as well. We can make all kinds of tools, axes, all kinds of crazy stuff. Pretty much any sort of melee tool, weapon or tool we need, which is going to be very useful. Plus, we can also use these to make stone blocks to build structures, which we're going to need a lot of in order to build our blacksmithing equipment. But I want to set up a whole proper smithy before, something happens to this character. I did take that perk ages ago. We've been alive for a month and a half now, and we have not used it at all, so I apologize if you hear any weird sounds. I have the hiccups and I cannot get rid of them for some reason, so hopefully they will be gone by the time I get back from gathering stones. Alright, well that was surprisingly quick to get to rank 1. I went outside, pretty much just right out front, found a few large stones, dragged them back here, broke them up, and then had a nap. We did wake up a bit early, but we've got some lights around. Not right here though, but that can be remedied. We've actually got this spare light here we'll use. It's just sitting here right now, because I'm using this fancy wall light I put on the wall out here. It's supposed to be for outdoors, but it works nice in the garage. Can we put it on the... No, it won't let me put it there, but I can put it in the corner. There we go. Good enough. Don't want to waste light bulbs or fuel. If the light bulbs are running, they have a chance of blowing out, so... I've got spares, but it's obviously a finite resource. Eventually they'll run out and I'll be using, I don't know, torches or something. So now we've got all these stones, and we need to get our masonry to level 2, I believe, is what we need to make the... Oh no, 1 for the blocks from stone, that's right. And then it was under building. No, it might have been under blacksmithing. One of these needed Okay, stones, that's fine. The forge, we needed the stone anvil, that's right. And that was in crafting under masonry, I think. Yeah, so I need level 2 to make the stone anvil, so we're gonna start making blocks out of these stones. I'm pretty sure I picked up a chisel at one point. I try and pick up at least one of every tool I find, so. There's a metalworking chisel. That won't work. Has to be a stone one or a... Oh, here we go. There it is. A mason's chisel. That'll do. Oh, nice. It's starting to get light out. Alright, now these we want to craft into blocks. We need a surface. I have one. Oh no, I moved it back over here. I've just been carrying this low mahogany table around with me when I need a surface to craft on, because then I can just plop it down wherever I'm at. Just have a little sit. I don't know if you can make them while he's sitting, but 46. Alright, he's gonna stand up. Let's see how long this takes. Oh. 13 stone blocks. That was quite quick, if that was the skill that it was. Why do I keep clicking on the wrong things all the time? Alright, masonry. Alright, cool. I don't know if we've got the second skill book for it or not. Let's go take a look. It wasn't something I was planning on having to do, so I'm not sure if I picked it up, if I saw it early on. Oh, cool. We do have masonry too. Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to read this book to make sure we get the skill bonus. And then we will get started on building our little blacksmithing forge out back. So once I get all this mess cleaned up, I will see you when we're ready to continue. Beautiful weather for reading. Let's finish up our book here. There we go. Put that back. Now we should be ready to get building, although it is starting to get dark. Yeah, I'll make food later. Alright, let's see. We've got a bunch of stuff out here. It is raining, but it's still pretty warm, so I think we'll be okay. Let's see what we need to build first. Oh yeah, that's right, I favorited this stuff. So we need a charcoal burning pile, which I believe I just need a shovel for that. I'm not sure if this stuff's going to need to be undercover or not. So we'll see. I know you can use barrels to make the charcoal burning piles as well. Building, yeah. Oh, that's a big pile, okay. That plant's in the way. There we go, we'll put it, oh, we don't want, yeah, we'll put it there. That'll be a good spot for it. There we go. Now we've got a whole bunch of branches and stuff we can turn into charcoal, which will be nice. Alright, first thing done. Man, it is getting stormy out, isn't it? I wonder if I'll be able to light the campfire or not. We got 35 hours. We'll see. I don't know if it'll stay lit in the rain or not. I suppose it'll be a good test. Oh yeah, I was wondering why I was so thirsty, but then I realized I just sat there and read an entire book without getting up, so we better get some water. Make sure we don't drink from the wrong water source or we'll get sick. Also, the canteens only hold half of what a normal bottle has, but you can put them on your belt, which is why I want to use it. Alright, let's see. We've got our charcoal burning pile. We need to make a stone anvil. I think I made a bucket of clay cement already. It's easy. You just use clay and grass and water. We'll make some more. I'm sure we'll need plenty more than this, so I can show you how that's done then. How are these plants doing? Well watered. I would hope so. Seems like our fire's doing okay so far. Alright, so what else do we need for the forge? A stone anvil, that is right. Which we need to craft with masonry. Requires a surface, yes. I put one right there, specifically for that. That doesn't take a while. Oh, did I stop too early? Son of a booger. I hate when I do that. Let it finish. There we go. Okay, whoa, that is heavy. Used to build a primitive forge, useless on its own. That is fine. Okay, here we go. Primitive forge. Let's see. I want to build a structure around it. I hit the wrong button. Let's see, what way do we want it to face? I think probably this way. There we go, we've got a primitive forge now. Oh, nice. Now I can make nails. I just need to find that, the heading tool. I have no idea. I've never seen one of those before. And some vice grips. And coke. I don't know where we get that. Generally from smelting stuff, I think. Which leads me to the next thing we need. We need a primitive furnace, so we need 6 clay. Which we should have in a bag over here. Clay also is quite easy to find. You just find patches of it around river and lakes and stuff, water sources. And you just use an empty bag and a shovel or another scooping implement, I believe. And you can end up with a sack of clay. Let's just grab one for now. They're probably pretty... Oh, they're not too heavy. We'll grab them both. We'll probably need it. Then we can go gather more when we need it, and I can show you how that's done as well. I just wanted to be a little prepared for this time, so, you know, people weren't just waiting while I messed around. Alright, next. Oh, that's right, I need to get clay out of the sack. How much is that going to give me? 8. That is plenty. Okay, and here's... Where do we want to put the furnace? Is it because there's grass here? Should have brought the side, I suppose. Alright, primitive furnace. We'll put that right here. There we go. Now we've got our primitive furnace where we can smelt stuff. How are we supposed to get coke? Maybe that's made in the charcoal burning pile. Let's get some stuff in there and see how that works. And if it'll work in the rain. Hopefully it will. The fire pit seems to be working alright. Let's see, we got tree branches. Saplings or large branches. I think we got the most tree branches, so we'll grab these. I've already got quite a bit on me, but this is just for a test, so. Lovely rain. Glad to see it. Getting my crops nice and watered. Alright. Max. Okay. Okay, it takes 9 tree branches. Oh, and it just gives it to me right away. Okay, that's interesting. I thought it would take time. Okay, well, let me see if we've got... Is that something I craft? No. It's got to come from something. I thought it came from smelting. It doesn't seem to have come from that. Let's pick our charcoal back up and bring it over here to the forge, because that's where we're going to want it. drop that before it gets too murdery. I'm already hurting quite a bit. Okay, extract iron bloom. That just takes charcoal and iron ore. Okay, it doesn't have to be coke. It can be charcoal also. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna have to start collecting. Oh, that's all forged stuff or iron pieces. Need a crucible for that. For everything except for this basic stuff. So we'll have to see. Alright, we got some charcoal made. Next we will need to start finding stuff to smelt, I believe. Which will take some work, but we will get around to it. We'll have to start gathering some iron items. We'll have to find a... Okay, ceramic. Does that mean I'm going to have to do that as well? Okay, a wooden crucible mold. This stuff doesn't seem to require skill, so I think maybe I can make the crucible by hand. So I'm going to gather this stuff together to do that, and I'll see you when we're ready to craft that. Alright, we've gathered our stuff, I believe, and we've just come inside because it's getting dark and rainy out, so... Now let's see if we can't make our crucible mold. We're just going to craft that real quick. There we go. Now let's just set this here for now. Alright, then we also need... Maybe I need more clay. I mean, there's all this stuff I can sculpt, but... Could sculpt it if I had one pottery level and a pottery wheel. So do I not use the mold then? Or... Let me find out here. Yeah, it's just seeing the mold. So I assume it would be under pottery, but... Maybe I have to have a, Yeah, I'm not getting an item to actually put... I've got tile molds. Crucible mold. Maybe it would be under blacksmithing. There is no blacksmithing. Yes, nothing about a crucible in there. I may have to look it up. Maybe I'm too stupid. Okay, we'll probably need a kiln and a pottery bench. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna need that. So let's grab 4 planks and a sheet. I don't know if we've got a sheet. We should. I just don't know if I actually kept any or turned them into rags. I may have to go find one, although I think maybe the camp on the other side of the lake, I think all the windows there have sheets on them instead of curtains, so... Nothing there. I really need to get my stuff sorted. Nope, no sheet there. Well, sheet. Okay. I'm going to wait for it to get light. Actually, you know what? Let's check one more thing. Let's just check the vehicles. You never know, there might be one in one of the trailers or something. Probably not, but it'll only take a second to look. I'm pretty sure I ripped them up for rags to make the stairs out of. Speaking of which, I need more rags for stairs anyways, so I think we will need to make a trip over to that camp to pick up some sheets and stuff anyways, so hopefully there haven't been a lot of zombie respawns there, but we will find out. It is 11 o'clock, so I think what we will do is we will make a quick boring meal. I suppose I could just go remove curtains and it would give me a sheet. Actually, you know what? Let's just do that. Because I've got a spare set of curtains somewhere. Where'd they go? We'll do it before we go to bed. Oh, wait, I saw them there. They were the beige curtains, which I've only got one of, I think. So let's pick up this. No, not the flooring. We want the curtain. And then we'll put the beige one on there. And then we will turn that into a sheet. There we go. Alright, all good, okay. So that was for the kiln, I believe. Or the bench, that's right. We'll mark that. And okay, well, I guess we're going to be doing pottery also. Great. Okay. 4 planks. I know just where to get those. I have a whole pile of them out here that I was saving to make fences and stuff out of. So I think taking 4 isn't going to hurt. We can always get more until my axe falls apart. We do have a fire axe, but they don't work nearly as well for chopping wood as the wood axes do. There we go, got our 4 planks. We are moving slow. So we are going to go the kind of speedy way. There we go. Close that door. It has been getting colder at night. Oh, I'm gonna need... Okay, I guess we're just gonna build all this stuff in the same area. Oh, but do we put the bench in here? Or do we put it outside? I think... no, let's put it in here. We can probably move it later. Oh, but where do I put it? Oh, that's a good spot. We'll put it right here in front of this window. Nice. Alright. Okay, so there's sheet molds, glass blowing pipes, and smoking pipes. None of those are what I assume the sheet molds for making tiles. Alright, well, I need to figure out how to get clay into the mold. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll set it on the bench here for now. Alright, I am going to, I think, do a little bit of research and see if I can figure out how to do this and stop messing around. So I will see you in the morning when we're ready to continue. Alright, I was being stupid. It turns out you need a press to use with the molds, which would make sense. Fortunately, I think they're easy to make as well. Yep, there we go. We'll put that right there. Alright, so we've got our hand-operated press. Anvil mold, no. Shingle tile, okay. So the crucible isn't an option. Let me grab some clay. Maybe it's a recipe I have to actually learn. That would be frustrating, but, you know, learn something new every time. And these are all skills I've never used before, so. Wait, actually, maybe it's tile, ingot. Nope. It's not in here. Brick mold, shingle, tile, ingot, bar. Alright, back to looking for it. Okay, turns out I need a pottery wheel likely for that, which means I need a stone wheel, a large stone wheel, and a small stone wheel. What am I missing? Large stone and large stone. Alright, so I gotta get 2 large stones. Probably get some food and some sleep, and then we'll make that in the morning and see if we can't actually get around to making this mold. I was just trying to do blacksmithing. It turns out to do blacksmithing I have to do every other skill in the game, so I guess this is going to be a 0 to hero challenge now. Anyways, fill this up. I will see you in the morning. Alright, we got our stones up here, and I moved this stuff up here since I was supposed to be making this a workroom anyways, so that's what I did. I just shifted this stuff around and moved this up here. So we need to make a pottery wheel next, and to do that we need to make a small stone wheel and a large stone wheel, so we'll do that. Alright, and then we need our large one. That's probably going to kill me, isn't it? Let's just set those down for now. I don't want to die because of that. Alright, there we go. Alright, we got our stone wheels now. Ooh, grindstone, that could be useful as well. We'll have to make one of those, I'm sure. Alright, here we go, pottery wheel. Holy crap, that thing's big. But that's okay. Actually, I kind of want it where that light is. So let's move this light real quick. Come on, pick it up. No, it's too heavy because I'm carrying all this stuff, of course. I'll just set that stuff down anyways, because I'm in pain. Right, let's get this lamp moved somewhere. We'll just put it in the corner for now. I'm going to build some cabinets, a corner cabinet there, and some cabinets along here up to the stove here for storage. But for now, alright, cool. Now, let us build our pottery wheel. I need to be standing... Don't go away. There it is. Alright, and I think, yep, we'll put it right there. Nice. Alright, so we've got our pottery bench, our press, and our pottery wheel. Now with this... Oh, this is where I make the mortar and pestle. Awesome. I've been wanting to make that so I can do herb stuff. Sculpt crucible requires pottery level 1. Okay, so I'm going to have to get my pottery up. So it looks like we'll be making bowls and pipe segments and stuff. But there are also some other things we need to make for pottery. We need to make a primitive kiln, so we need 20 clay and a trowel. Ooh, that got dark all of a sudden. Alright, so let's see. I'm not sure we have the clay. But we can go gather some real quick, so that'll be I'll show you how that's done if you don't know, which you may already. If not, then we'll have some fun. So let's grab these sacks. Oh, we got an extra one here too. Let's grab that one. We'll fill 3 of them. And then we want our spade. We'll stick that on our back. Alright. I mean, oh man. I better check the generator just to be sure. It's been a while since I put anything in it. 64, we're fine. Alright. So, we'll just run up here because there should be some stuff up here. If we can see it through the rain, that might make it kind of difficult. Alright, so what we're looking for are patches of ground that are a different color. You can kind of see them here. Those are leaves. There we go. See how this is kind of a different texture and color? It's a lighter brown and it's kind of cracked. That'll be clay. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to shovel and take some clay, and it'll take it from that spot and put it in our sack. There we go. That's the only one around there. Oh, is that clay or just a tree? Nope, there's clay there. Okay. It's very hard to see with the rain, so sometimes it can be quicker to just kind of scan the ground with your cursor and watch for it to turn green. Oh, there we go. Oh, hey. There's a zombie out here. That's weird. That's the first time I've seen this close to my house before. Interesting. Let's see, too many holes. We will start taking... Actually, let's start just taking this stuff because we can tear it up. Oh, we got 3 sacks of clay, alright. And it's that easy. It's just those cracked lighter brown spots on the ground that look like a bit different than the normal dirt, and you can usually find it along rivers and lakes and such. I think you can also find it around sand or gravel as well, but the best place is usually around water. I really wanted to build the blacksmithing stuff upstairs as well. I'm just kind of afraid of starting a fire in my completely log and plank building and burning my house down. So we're going to build it outside under its own little shelter, I think. And I can always build a door and a set of stairs just going straight down from up here if we want. Alright, so let's see. Oh, a chopping block. Oh, it's just a basic surface for craft. That's cool. Just build a crafting surface wherever you want. Nice. Okay. Ooh, storing large quantities of liquids. I wonder how much it holds. 10 clay. Let's make one of those. I'm pretty sure when I was practicing my carving, I made a wooden trowel. If not, we can make another one. They're very simple to make. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted, dude. Not cool. Not in here. There it is. It was with my cooking utensils. But you just can carve one of those from a stick, I think. I'm not sure which one was it. Yeah, anyways, it doesn't matter. Oh, okay. So that's going to be something I'm going to have to build on the ground. But I don't want to put it outside necessarily. I kind of want to put shelves there. But you know what? Outside's safe. It's undercover here. Let's see what this... How much does this hold? And 300 liters. Nice. I think I should be able to store, hopefully store gasoline in those. Let's find out. Container, no, we don't want that. We want transfer liquid. So switch those. Oh man. Okay, pottery is where it is. We now have mass fuel storage. Oh man, look at this, 300 liters. That is beautiful. I did not know this thing even existed in the game. You know, I was constantly worrying about storing, large amounts of liquids. And this has just solved that. Look at that, we can just dump all of these in, and then I'll have to do a few runs, and I will go fill them all up, and just keep bringing them back until I can fill up that amphora, and maybe more than one. I don't know, we'll have to see. So can I just, no, can I leave those on the ground and access this from here? Nope. Alright, that's fine. Oh, wrong button. Don't want to pause it. There we go. There we go. And then we can leave one there for transferring. Yeah, we'll just place these down here. I wanna keep it looking kind of pretty. There we go. Alright, how cool is that? Then we just close the lid. And hopefully we can just use that for... I'm sure it's probably used for other stuff, but for now we can use it for fuel storage. Alright, so that was definitely worth building. What other pottery stuff do we have? And that's only 10 clay, too. That is awesome. Okay, so we still need to make a kiln, so I'm going to get the clay. Oh, well, we should have sacks of clay. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to build the kiln outside, too. I'm just afraid of doing any sort of fire in this entirely wood building, so... Let's take some clay. And take some clay. Oh, I do not have enough. Okay. Take some clay. Glad I got 3 sacks. There we go. We'll build it right here by our forge. Or furnace. Nice. So now we get our stuff and we can fire it and turn it into ceramic. Let's see. We have mortar and pestle, glass blowing, teacup, clay tiles. We can make a tile floor maybe. That's pretty cool. Mugs, bricks. Awesome. All right. So we got our pottery set up about ready, I think. What else do I need for blacksmithing? Got charcoal and stuff, so I've got all of that. We've got our furnace, we've got our forge. That's good. And then for our pottery, we've got our kiln, our press, our bench, and our wheel. So now we've got the crucible mold, but we can't do anything with that yet because we need 1 pottery. What is our pottery? Okay, 0. So we're going to have to work on that, which is something I will probably do off camera because it's probably just going to be making a ton of bowls and pots and stuff. So probably not very fun to watch, but so far so good. We've got a nice crafting setup here. I think once I get the outside area covered a little bit, I will think about getting a little bit more wood. Well, maybe we won't need it. And we will block in an area over here and go get some new friends. So, I'm going to get things sorted out and try and get my pottery up. I'll have to see if I have the book for that. I probably do. I've got most of the level 1 books, I think. And there's a gardening one sitting out here. Anyways, I will see you when we're ready to do that. Alright, so I managed to get supplies up here. We've got quite a bit, and I realized to do a lot of this, it requires water, so it had just started raining, and I didn't take the time to hit record, so I just hurried and ran upstairs with some planks and some nails and bags and built these real quick to gather the rain while it was raining. So as you can see, they're just now filling up, so hopefully I'll be able to use that water for the pottery and anything else up here, but I need to get a way to get it down here. So I grabbed this sink from the bathroom downstairs because I never use it. And then we're going to build let's see. Let's build a couple counters. We've got the stuff for, although we are down to, I think, our last couple of boxes of nails, so we will have to start being careful with them. Those don't belong up there. There we go. I'll just drop these here. Yes, I know it hurts, buddy. Alright, and then we will grab the sink. I want to build more cabinets along here, but right now I need to be a bit conservative with the nails, at least until I get that area covered out there. And then we stick our sink right there. And then I have a pipe wrench, just worn. I should be able to pipe that sink in, I thought, because the barrel should have to be, I believe, above it and to the side. And I've just got a row of them up there, so it should work for any of those. I wonder why it's not. Unless it's just not picking it up that I put a sink there. Oh, the sink's there. They just won't let me pipe it in. I might have to move it around some, or maybe move the barrel that's directly over it and see if that'll work. Let's try that. I don't know if it'll let me move it if it's got liquid in it, but we'll try. Yeah, it has water in it. And with it raining... Oh, I can close it. That works. I didn't know you could close these ones. Unless that's maybe a new feature. Really, you won't let me pick it up if it's closed? But the problem is if I open it, I won't be able to pick it up because it'll immediately fill up with water. Okay. You know what? What do I need to just... Really? Alright, let's try this. You know what? They don't cost a whole lot to make, really. No, not the floor. Oh, I can't disassemble it with the lid closed either. So I'm essentially going to have to wait for it to stop raining. Alright, well, I guess we'll figure that out later. It doesn't really matter too much. I can always just build another amphora out of clay and fill it up. I suppose it's possible my pipe wrench is... No, that shouldn't be too beat up. I'll work it out later. You know what? We'll try one more thing. We'll build one more cabinet here. There we go. And then we'll pick up all the planks that landed on it. There we go. And then we'll drop them here. Actually, I probably have a chance that, yeah, a 25% chance of breaking that if I pick it up. But it's not letting me do anything with it, so we'll try it. In worst case scenario, I think I've got another one. Yeah, it broke. I'm pretty sure I've got another one in the truck that I took from the, yeah, from that other house. Although, I don't know if this one's going to work any different or not. Let's try. We'll try putting it here in front of the window. It looks nice there. There we go. Nope, nothing. Maybe it needs to be different barrels, or I'll have to look up the rules. Maybe they can't be a bunch of them next to each other. Who knows? I'll work it out. It's not a big deal. I can get water up here other ways. Like I said, I can always just build an amphora, so. Anyways, before we finish up, let's get that turned off. We don't need to leave that on. Let's get some water. There we go. We'll take this. This holds 8 liters. And let's just empty that. I know it doesn't matter if I'm using the tainted water for crafting, but I'm just always worried that I might accidentally drink it, and I really don't want to die from dysentery, especially since I've been doing so well. There we go. Yeah, it's just weird. I mean, I can always try the sink from down here also, but I don't think it has to do with the sink. I think it probably has to do with the barrels or the way they're placed or something. I'll have to do a little research. I'm not used to piping sinks and stuff into barrels or water collection. Alright, so we've got this water can. Now I'm wondering if we can just kind of put it up here. Where did it go? Didn't put it anywhere, okay. I hope I can just put it nearby and use it like that. Yeah, okay. But it's on the wrong side. I should still be able to access it. Okay, good. Let's try doing some stuff. Let's make some bowls. Why is it saying there's only 2 clay here? I have a whole pile of clay on the ground. Or maybe I can only do 1 at a time. Oh, it's because it's using the water in my canteen. No, we don't do that. That's my drinking water. Oh, I suppose I don't need to put that in my... I keep forgetting that they added this feature for the crafting. So, water. Watering can. 4. And then we just craft that. Then we'll have some new bowls, hopefully. Awesome, so we've got 4 bowls. Let's make a mug. Oh, let's make sure we're using the watering can. I forgot to read the magazine. Oh well, I just wanted to test this out first anyways. Alright, we got 4 bowls and a mug. Now if we take... let me make sure I'm not carrying anything I shouldn't be. Or is it just that these are... they're not that heavy. Why am I... so encumbered. Is it pipe wrench and stuff? Let's go ahead and we'll just stick that over here for later. Oh, it's a watering can. There we go. Now, if we go out here, we have our kiln, and we've got a pile of charcoal right here that we can use. So we are just going to use that and fire our bowls, and now we've got bowls that we made. Now let's try our mug. Oh, it's using my lighter for that. I'll have to get some matches or something. Awesome. So now we've got a homemade mug and bowls. I think there's a way to glaze them also, but I do not know. Let's see what it is. Crafting. Pottery. Apply glaze. Need a brush. It needs to be before it's fired. I do not have a brush. We will have to... Can we craft one? No. Okay, we'll have to find a brush then. Alright, cool. That has been pretty productive so far. So I think probably in the off time I'll build some stairs and get a roof over this. And get the pottery skill up high enough that we can start making stuff to do blacksmithing, and then maybe we'll go find some more building supplies. And after that, maybe work on some blacksmithing. So we'll see how that works out. Until next time, take care, be safe, and I will see you later.